Peace, Aquarius. I tried to wait it out. It sounds like they're about done, but they are cutting the grass in the backyard, which they usually do every Wednesday, but today they're doing it, so I don't know. But they should be about done if you guys do hear that in the background. Anyways, this is going to go for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, as well as North Node. Please take the messages as they resonate. Everything is not going to resonate with you. And roles can be reversed. Thank you, Most High, ancestors and spirits that match my intentions for allowing me to get these messages out to the collective. Can you please read Aquarius energy and provide the accurate clarity that they are seeking or needing to hear? You know what? We're going to start you guys off with some of these. No, we're going to start off with these because I barely pull these. What is going to be the overall theme for Aquarius messages today? So, y'all, this is going to sound so fucking slow, especially since I'm spiritual and I teach this. But you guys know the Justin Timberlake song, Mirror, my absolute favorite song, right? I always said that song talks about mirror souls or twin flames. I only bring this up because Mirror came out. You know, I'm going to talk about it later because I see it coming out in your reading. First of all, you guys have 5 themes for your messages. That's a lot. So you guys could be resonating with the number 555 a lot. 505, just a single digit 5. Now, the overall theme I have for your message today is sunset. With sunset, we're talking about past over loved ones. We're talking about the ancestors. If you recently lost somebody, this could either be talking about the elders as well. After sunset, I got home. So I ain't gonna lie, Aquarius. You guys' reading is about to be really spiritual, so I'm about to pull these cards out off the bat. So, the ancestors are telling you guys to come back home. When I say home, I'm not talking about the afterlife. I'm talking about going back to the blueprint, going back to the original plan, the original mission. Some of you guys may have not even figured out your original mission or started to plan. But your ancestors are definitely coming out in this reading strongly. If you recently went through a breakup, a divorce, a separation, if this is not romantic, you just simply had to walk away from people who no longer valued you or people who caused more harm than good. Whatever this separation is, understand this is something that you needed to do for the ancestors. Even if this sounds petty, even if this sounds like, well, it was just a breakup, it was just this, it was just that, it was part of some type of generational curse. Now that you guys are separating yourself from people who no longer serve you, you're essentially clearing out energy. Not even clearing out energy. You guys are clearing out distractions. Those extra voices in your head. Well, we don't want to say extra voices in your head, but those extra people who volunteer their opinion, unsolicited advice, people who try to make you seem like you're not able, capable, or enough to achieve or accomplish or obtain whatever it is you're trying to achieve, accomplish, or attain. Now that you guys are separating yourself from people who do not view life the same as you, or people who simply don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, the ancestors are telling you to welcome back home. It doesn't matter where you are. Understand, physical environment does not matter. Home is within, home is internal, and I see that you guys are just coming into a more authentic sense of belonging. So, like, say if you were a part of a relationship, say if you were a part of a friends group, or even at a job, but you just never had this sense of belonging. You just always had this sense of feeling uncomfortable or struggling to find comfortability in whatever environment you were in. Whatever the case may be, I cannot stress it enough that your ancestors have everything to do with some type of separation you recently experienced in 2025. Now that we got that out the way, next card out is Mirror. With Mirror, this card talks about self-reflection, appearance, being able to distinguish what is your energy and what is projecting energy on you. Now, going back to the beginning of the reading with me talking about that Justin Timberlake song, Mirrors. With mirrors, people confuse mirror souls as, say like this, right? I'm on live right now, so essentially I am looking at myself. People think that's the mirror where another person embodies the actions of them. That is not a mirror. That is not a mirror at all. A mirror is that another person is reflecting your trauma towards you. So say you're dealing with the most promiscuous man or woman out here in the city, right? This person's a habitual liar. This person knows how to hit every trigger. This person just knows how to trigger you out of your character. We can even talk about reactive abuse. Well, with that person, even though what they're doing is malicious, deceitful, and low vibrational, like I always tell all my clients, we cannot control what someone says. We can't control what we do. We can only control our response and our reaction. Our response and our reaction is what dictates how much we've grown and how much more we need to grow. So when someone is triggering a certain reaction out of you, when someone is triggering a certain behavior out of you, whether if they're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Your reaction and how you handle that shit is what's mirroring you. It mirrors your trauma. So say if you're a woman who likes to break car windows and key cars and this, just doing all this destructive, toxic shit. And in her mind, she may think it's justified because this man has cheated, this man has lied, this man has done everything. So she thinks she has the right to fuck his shit up. But in all reality, her reaction is a response, is her trauma. So when we talk about mirror souls, we're talking about you versus you. We're talking about your reactions, your lashing out, your insecurities. What causes you to behave like that? Because regardless of what society says, that is toxic. We don't match energies here. I'm overly explaining this because some of you guys right now could be coming into this energy where you're finally detaching from mirror souls. You're finally detaching from karmic relationships. You're finally severing the ties of soul ties. And as you're doing that, if you're wondering what the takeaway of this traumatic or trauma bond relationship was, the takeaway was your mirror. How did you handle that shit? I don't care. And y'all, again, this is where emotional intelligence come in. I don't care if a man slept with your sister, even though that is some cutthroat, lowball shit, and I pray to God nobody ever experiences that. If you went off to go shoot those people, that's a reflection of you. That is your trauma response. And that's where it has to come in with acceptance. Self-acceptance will allow you to naturally accept other people. When you learn how to accept other people and accept other people's free wills, you will stop trying to control narrative. You will stop trying to control grown men or grown women. Instead, you detach and let them do what the fuck you want to do because that's your mirror. So it's not the actions that they do towards you. It is your reaction and your response based off what they've done. I say that to say there is some legal problems here, so I don't know if somebody that went off and broke some car windows or whatever the case is, but there is some legalities here. Someone's going to need a lawyer. Someone has court dates coming up. This may not even be you. This may have something to do with someone you separated with. Anyways, that was just the theme of you guys' message. I have 3 more zodiacs to do today, and I do not plan to be as drained as I was yesterday. So, let me not make this too long. Anyways, what else does Aquarius need to know? Okay, so you guys are in the process of spiritually evolving. Some of you guys feel like you had to take some L's, you had to charge some shit to the game. Bosses take losses, it is what it is. I see at this point in time, the ancestors want you to be more afraid of losing yourself right now. That goes back to those mirror souls as well. A lot of people don't realize, and I'm not saying this with you guys, I'm not diagnosing nobody, but a lot of people don't realize they really do have abandonment problems. You could grow up with 2 parents in the same household as you. And sometimes those 2-parent households be having a lot of these kids confused because just because you're in the same house as them is they're not interacting with you. If your mother and father doesn't interact with you, if your mother and father is disassociated, if your mother and father is constantly in survival mode, or if they struggle with suicidal ideation, they struggle with depression, well, guess what? You are emotionally, mentally, and psychologically abandoned and neglected because even though they're physically there, they're not spiritually there. So even if you grew up in a two-parent household or whatever the case is, a lot of people don't understand what emotional and physical as well as spiritual, not physical, emotional, spiritual, and psychological neglect and abandonment is. And that's why a lot of people have problems detaching from situations that no longer serves them. They're scared to walk away. They're more afraid of losing other people than they are themselves. And that could be the generational curses, Aquarius, because I did say your ancestors is out here. I said it. Your generational curses could have been that your great-grandma, your grandma, and your mother never walked away. They settled for the abuse. They settled for poverty. They settled for whatever it is they settled for because they were more scared of losing that person than they were themselves. You, on the other hand, have been now put in a position or have been put in alignment to do something that none of the women in your family were able to do. If you're a male Aquarius, take it how it resonates. You could have great-grandfather, grandfather, and your father that may have struggled to have self-acceptance, self-awareness, or even knowing their worth. So you may be the man, you may have the generational curses of thinking you have to sacrifice your own life, your independence, and your happiness in order to carry out a legacy. Now, I can't tell you how to be a man because I'm not a man. Just like I can't tell half these women how to be women when I'm still a woman growing. But what I'm trying to tell you is when it comes to generational curses, something that you're needing to do, something you're in the process in can feel so hard, can feel so intense because you're the first one in your family to do it. It's not always about being the first millionaire. Sometimes you could simply be the first person in the family that didn't go insane. You could be the first person in the family that practices mental wellness. You could be the first one in the family that starts to eat healthier. Everybody in the family, once they hit their 60s, they have high blood pressure. Nowadays, the shit is like 35 and 40. But it skipped you because you're not eating those Sunday dinners no more. You're not eating those Sunday dinners filled with all types of grease and pork. Regardless of how traditional or cultural they try to make that shit seem. Moral story is when we talk about first in the family, it's beyond being a millionaire. So you need to be more afraid of losing yourself right now. Anything that you felt like you lost, charge that shit to the game because it's literally only up from here. I do see as you guys are navigating yourself in this new beginning, as you guys are navigating yourself just throughout the months of September, be mindful of the new people that you're meeting. Because some of these new people that you're meeting ain't nothing but the devil's distraction. Yeah, don't feed into fears right now. Some of you guys are very fearful. Some of you guys are thinking, how can I live without somebody? Am I better off without them? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Those are all fear-based mindsets. False evidence appearing real. One thing I've always learned, one thing I have seen with my own two eyes, not just for me, but for my clients, is the Most High is going to provide. The Most High is going to provide. When I tell clients all their needs are going to be met, understand, even if it's the bare minimum of your needs are still being met and you're not going without. If you have some type of fear of lack or fear of loss or fear of having to leave something behind, that's the very thing that is holding you back from this new beginning. Trust in the promises that were made to you. It's going to make sense in the end. In the end, you're going to realize everything has been working out exactly in your favor for a divine reason, a divine purpose. Now, I see there's some type of miscommunication here. Someone misspoke. There's a lack of clarity, misunderstanding. What is this miscommunication? Someone could be purposely wanting to misunderstand you, to make you have to repeat yourself or make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so this is involving fire sign. So, okay. First of all, I've been having a lot of men on my social media and purchasing reading lately. I don't know if there's like a rise in masculine energy or what, but I have been giving a lot of men reading. So this kind of looks like an Aquarius masculine energy. This could be feminine energy. Take it how it resonates. But I do have an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius here. With this misunderstanding, miscommunication, or lack of clarity, someone has a roster. And on this roster, there's a lot of women or men that they're under the impression that you are working on a relationship with them. If this isn't you, then they're under the impression that this Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius is working on a relationship with them. What moral story is, because I don't even feel like this person's sleeping with all these people. This is like the definition of hoe by conversation. They may not be physically a hoe or sexually a hoe, but someone has a lot of people that they talk to. Someone will. So, okay, if you are dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and this is the person you're separating from, this person has a roster of people, but this roster is like, it amounts to nothing. You know how people go out here and they be like, oh, I have options. I have options. I have options. Like, yeah, we all have options when 1 in 4 people have HIV. Half these motherfuckers have a mentality of a teenager. A lot of these people are really in poverty and looking for the easiest way to live. Some of them are con artists. Some of them have mental illnesses. Some of them don't even have good or proper hygiene. So out of all those options, when you start to really get to know people, because anybody can have a physical vessel and call it an option until you know what it's made of. You don't know what the fuck wrong with that person. You don't know what the fuck kind of genetics they have in their family. You don't know if there's some crazy ass mental illnesses that's been running in the family for years. You don't know these people, so you don't have options. You have empty vessels until you fill them up. This is a slew of empty vessels. This motherfucker has a whole bunch of sideliners. And someone's realizing, regardless of how many people that they have on a roster, it's not comparing to you. It's like 10 bitches couldn't measure up to you. They need 10 different bitches to do 10 different jobs, but you do a job of 10 different bitches. Or men. Take it how it resonates. More story is, I just see that someone is going to be trying to look for their happiness in other individuals, and they're not going to be able to find it. They're not going to be able to find it because happiness is your responsibility. It's an inside job. As far as you, I see brand new you. I see brand new life. I see a dead end with no chance of reconciling. I see you reprogramming yourself. I see you going through a transformation. And this person's envious. This Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, they're absolutely envious because you can move on and you don't need a roster. You don't need your ego stroke. You don't need to have empty, meaningless conversations or sex. You're just doing what the fuck you need to do to create a better life for yourself. Meanwhile, this motherfucker is envious and mad because they don't know how to be alone. They may not be in this energy right now, collective. This motherfucker look alone, don't it? They may not be in this energy. I just made it longer. They may not be in this energy right now. But I see as you guys continue to create, or as you guys continue to further this distance between you and this individual, this is the energy that they are going into. They're not going to be able to handle the new version of you. They're not going to be able to handle you having your own freedom to do whatever you want. Ooh, plot twist. The plot twist is prosperity's ahead. The plot, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize all these cards came out. I had like 4 cards on the table. Okay, let's go back to it. The plot twist is there's prosperity ahead. The plot twist is after all those nights of crying and suffering and being mad at the ancestors, being mad at God, feeling like you're being crucified by life. You just want to be loved. You just want to be a wife. You just want to be a husband or a mother. Motherfuckers making it hard for you. You feel like you're taking losses after losses after losses. You got to leave this behind. You got to leave that behind. It's not fair. The plot twist is that just replacing the old with the new. The plot twist is all that suffering is not going to compare to the joy that's getting ready to come. The plot twist is that this person may have even seen you suffer in the process of you walking away. But they don't understand because I got a double confirmation, man. You will never go back to this person once you're all the way out of their energy. You may not all the way be out their energy right now. There still may be a little emotional attachment. There still may be a little bit of love. Once you are awoke to the truth, once you are tapped in with the ancestors, you will never fucking look back. I don't care if at one point in time you were Krishan crazy about this man or woman. Clarissa crazy. Clarissa crazy. It don't matter how sprung you were, how in love you were. Once your vision is clear and your ancestors' voice is louder than any of them warlock, witches, demonic attacks, spiritual attachments, love, spells, or whatever. Once your ancestors got your complete and full attention, you will never look at these motherfuckers the same. And that's why they say sometimes Most High breaks our hearts to save our souls. Sometimes we're not strong enough to save ourselves. Sometimes we're not. We want to give people the benefit of the doubt. We want to hold on. We want to do this. We want to do that. But nah, man. There's some shit deeper in the spiritual world of you sleeping or being with your enemy. And your ancestors coming in to protect you. It's in Divine's hands now. Alright. What else? Let's pull some of these. What else does Aquarius need to know? You're chosen. You're chosen. Many are called upon, but few are chosen. You were chosen out your bloodline. I told you, y'all reading about to be extremely spiritual. Nobody else in your bloodline can do it. Nobody else in your bloodline can handle it. Some people were too scared of the losses they may experience. Some people were too scared of the adjustment process. There's adjustment process. There's adjustment period when you step outside your comfort zone. You're going to be uncomfortable until you adjust to your new beginning. And during that adjustment period, that's where the real test is. It's not initiating the change. It's maintaining the change and not going back out of fear. It's going to be your higher self versus your lower self. It's you versus you. Success is how you defined it, not what everybody else wants from you. Eliminate what society has taught you and learn who you want to be instead of being told who to become. And then the next card out is saving and healing the inner child. I'm telling you, this shit is bigger than you. Yeah. Crown chakra activation, saving and healing the inner child. Success is how you defined it. And that goes back to a lot of people may not realize that they have abandonment problems, or some people realize they have abandonment problems, but they don't know exactly what that means. It means that not only are you scared to be abandoned, but you're also scared to abandon other people because you never want them to feel how you feel. So sometimes it puts us in a people-pleasing mental prison. Not intentionally, but unintentionally. You try to please people or you overlook red flags to keep the peace. You do a lot of stuff. You do a lot of things instead of walking away because you never want to abandon somebody. Or, again, you don't want someone to abandon you. Now, outside of that, I do see there's some overdue bills here. Shut off notice. Someone may be a little insecure or nervous about their finances and money. You're going to be okay. Expect the unexpected. I don't know why all these little pieces of paper are just ripping off my card. Need to make some new ones. I see all your needs are going to be met. I do see that somebody needs to be a little bit more frugal when it comes to their spending. Expect unexpected at the very last minute. Something's coming your way that's going to balance these bills out for you. Something's going to come your way. You're worth it. I see be mindful. There is love and lust in the air. With this love and lust in the air, obviously, if you got shit you need to do, I would not be trying to fall in love at this moment in time. I mean, it resonates differently for everybody. Yeah, I see someone here got kind of bigger fish to fry. Some of you guys recently moved. Other of you guys are going to be moving. I see a new car here. I see you're going down the right path. And they can't come to where you're going. That's what I said. You will never reconcile with this person ever again, believe it or not. I don't care if you're in the bed with this person right now and deep down inside you know you need to leave this person, but it's just so hard. You just don't know how you're going to live without them. Sooner than later, you will never see this person ever again. You're not on the same frequency. You're outgrowing this frequency. Divine wisdom. Ascension. Literally, you're outgrowing the frequency. You outgrown this person. You're on the rise. With this trauma response card, that goes back to that mirroring energy. You can't control what someone says or does, but you control what your response to your reaction. Your response to your reaction is a mirror back to you of what you still need to work on. Someone's trying to trigger a trauma response out of you. Someone's trying to trigger you to panic, be fearful, or think less of yourself so you can run back to what's familiar versus continuing to trust the process in the unknown. I see as of right now, the ancestors need you to find the balance. Balance your time, your focus, and your effort, or you'll become distracted and possibly neglectful. Don't spend too much time on shit that doesn't really matter. Fearful thoughts and things like that. Yeah. I do see if someone goes silent on you, for one, some of you guys, it's not going to resonate with everybody. Someone could be locked up. Others of you, if someone goes silent on you 10 weeks from now, they are going to be contacting you. That's a little bit of over, 2 months and 2 weeks. 10 weeks from now or less, there is a form of communication coming your way. Someone could be getting pulled over at a traffic light, or something's happening in traffic. Leave people in their karma. They're going to find, like I said, something's going to happen in traffic. That's none of your concern. I mean, this person's toxic. They're poisonous to your life. They'll poison everything you try to, every seed you try to plant. So something happens and this person like communicates to you or reaches out to you like, hey, I'm going through this. Hey, I'm going through that. Leave them people in their karma. You're going to find yourself a part of it. You're not bad. Bad things happen to good people all the time because good people don't know when to draw the line in the sand. Yeah. Jealous energy. Ego. Someone wants to control you. Someone either wants to control you, someone needs you to validate them, someone needs to be right about a situation. Maybe this is not even being right towards you. Someone could be going on a smear campaign like, oh, you're the problem, you're the drama, you're the cause for this, you're the cause for that. And it's like they're trying to trigger reactions out of you to use as evidence like, see, I told you this person's like this, see, I told you this person's like that. But if you've been working on your mirroring energy and you've been working on everything being you versus you, you're not giving this person the reaction that they want or the reactions you once used to give this person, making them a little bit more mad. Now, going back to this jealous energy, this could be jealous bosses, friends, siblings, neighbors, co-workers, ex-lovers, whatever the case is. Just a lot of jealousy and ego when it comes to your divine magic and miracles. They're jealous of your ancestors. They know they can't touch you. You're chosen. You're anointed. Whether if people want to believe in that or not, whether if they want to call it self-righteous or arrogant or whatever they want to call it, you can't help that shit. That shit happened the day you were born. You were chosen. Many are called upon. I think every human on this planet is called upon. But only a few are chosen because only a few want to walk the walk. Continue to push through right now. It does not matter what you're going through. Continue to push through because there is a plot twist you're not going to see coming where things are going to start to work out better than expected. Be honest about your current reality right now. Be honest about your behavior. Be honest about what you're overindulging in. Be honest about the company you're choosing to keep. Be honest about the company you're choosing to keep and those you know you should be cutting off, but you haven't cut them off yet. Because all that plays a part in how quick you're either pulling this energy in or you're pushing this energy away. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. All right, what else should we pull? Let's pull some more of these and then dive into finance afterwards. Roll the dice. It's time to take a chance. It's time to take a leap of faith. Don't worry about what can go wrong. Start to think about what could go right. You are in the process of being divinely guided. Like I started off this reading, you guys are being called home to the ancestors, a sense of belonging. Where you no longer have to shrink to fit in, where you no longer have to hide parts of your identity so you won't stand out like a sore thumb. You're being realigned to where you're supposed to go. And yeah, come on. So if you feel like things are slow right now, consider this rest. If you feel like things are moving too slow, this is the time for you to get some rest. Because once shit picks back up, it's about to go by fast. You're going to be booked out and busy. You're going to be aligned with so many new opportunities and new people. Take this as rest right now because you're getting ready to start this new journey and new beginning. Someone misses you. Someone's waiting around for you. This person's going to be waiting for the rest of the lifetime because you're not coming back. I put out too many confirmations that you will never reconcile with this person again. You might not be in this energy right now, but once the tie is really severed, once you are really detached, once you can no longer believe this person's bullshit or lie to yourself about this person, you would never look at this person the same. And you would never go back to them. Oh, wait. Alright. What else does the collective need to know? Karmics. Third parties, haters, and lessons learned. Come on. Hold on, y'all. I got fucking snow boots on. And then, of course, my table. All right. Y'all, I need a new chair. This chair is so fucking janky. Like, it Anyways, fuck it. Okay, so after that, I pulled out third parties, haters, and lessons learned. After that, I pulled out consequences. With these consequences, I don't feel like this is you. Going back to someone missing you. Someone plans to wait on you, but they're going to be waiting forever. This person continues to make bad choices. This person is in some type of state of depression or will be in depression. There's stagnant energy here. Soulmates. But with this soulmates, again, this was like a mirror soul. Yeah, soulmates. Lust and chaos. This was not like... Some people need to realize we have millions of soulmates. There's no such thing as one person being your soulmate. Your soulmate is just somebody who is on the same frequency as you, who is on the same path as you. So when they say you are who you attract, that's based off your soulmate. So everybody comes in to bring us a soul lesson. Karma is karmatic law, karmatic lessons, karmatic partners. I just pulled out my karmics card. So these are soulmates. Because somehow you were on a frequency where you didn't have enough self-respect, where you devalued yourself. A cheater and a woman who refuses to leave a cheater are on the same frequency. Because a cheater doesn't have enough self-respect and self-love to live in their authenticity. Even if that means being poly and telling people that they'd rather be poly or they struggle with monogamy. And then a person who refuses to leave a cheater makes them inauthentic because they know they'd rather be in an exclusive relationship, but they're willing to shrink themselves and settle and compromise the way they want to be loved in order to have this person. So this cheater and this low self-esteem woman are now thriving on the same frequency because they're both inauthentic about the life they're living. This person knows they want to commit a relationship. They just don't know if they're worthy of it or if they'll ever get it. They think this person's the best they could get. And this person knows they should either be single or they know they struggle with monogamy. But instead of saying that, they want to be able to come off like they are the relationship type, like they are husband material, like they can be a family man. They're two inauthentic people on the same frequency. That's a soulmate. Because it's about the frequency you're thriving on and the lessons you need to learn. Edgar Badu tells us, peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. If our knowledge was our wealth, it will be well earned. That is with everything in life. Everything is a lesson. We own nobody. You don't own nobody, not even your children. We don't own our children. We don't own our husbands. We don't own our wives. We don't own shit. Because at the end of the day, even with our children, one day we have to send them back out to society. And they will be adults making their own free will choices. And there's nothing we can say. We can only judge and have opinions. So we don't own anybody. When it comes to soulmates, we don't own them. They're come to teach us lessons and move on. Life is about experiencing. Whether people want to believe it or not. All right, let me dive into some finances. All right, artists and pressure. Artist, a true artist lives their art. Let your life be your canvas and you create your greatest masterpiece. Pressure, be aware of how family influences and social pressures are influencing your career choices. So like I said before, the ancestors is getting you away from the distraction and background noise so you could lock in on them and your life purpose and soul mission. Beginning. It's a good time to start a new job or a whole new career. You have creative ideas that get you noticed. Build a nest egg for the future. Magic. You have the power now. Use your magic to attract what you want into your life. The sky is the limit. And then the last card, ups and downs. Your work has potential for both advancement and stagnation. See if there's hope, but allow yourself to move on if needed. This is talking about not staying stuck or committed to something you've outgrown. With this magic card, though, that goes back to the ancestors. All right, let's pull a couple of these and get ready to wrap it up. It's time for you to take a risk, man. Whatever it is you feel like you need to do, you want to do, but you're scared of the outcome. You feel like you don't have enough support. You feel like you lack finances. You feel like you lack... Did my camera turn? You guys feel like you lack stuff? That's all false evidence appearing real. If you really want to see some type of change in your life, if you want to see some advancement, some elevation, you're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to step outside your comfort zone. It's time to do something different, especially if you've been doing something the same way and it's still giving you the same results. Then it's time to do something different. I also see that someone needs to stop the toxic spending habit. Your spending habits was keeping you more stagnant than anything. You had the chance for a successful business. Some of you guys already have a successful business, but the spending habit is making it hard for you to see how successful your business really is. Others of you need to raise your prices. You lowballing your business is doing nothing but attracting cheap customers. Raise your prices right now. Others of you, new offers, new opportunities. Some of you guys want to be musicians, singers, rappers, writers, writing a book, poetry, something here where, again, you guys need to go ahead and face your fears, take that risk and pursue it. You never know what's going to happen until you do it. Others of you, I have beauty, cosmetic, nail, hair care, vendoring, something about the feminine apparel. If you feel like you lost wages or your finances aren't where they want to be, give it some time. It's like an energy drain here, but I do see that something's going to be clearing up. I see landscaping here as well. With this landscaping, if you feel like your business is failing, again, I see go ahead and let go of stress. This is like an energy. For every high, there's a low. For every low, there's a high. My entrepreneurs know this. So because of that, don't think that like, oh, I need to give this up. But like the card did say, don't stay stuck in a job title. If it's been like 10 weeks of constant stagnation, then it's going to be time for you to think about pursuing something differently or in a different way. But you guys are meant to be self-employed. You guys are meant to have a successful business. And I do see that the ancestors you are cultivating with the ancestors. Again, double confirmation, business owner. Someone's meant to work for themselves. Ooh, if you hear that, that's my stomach growling. I haven't ate yet. Okay, anyways, go into hermit mode to continue to build. Your family and friends are becoming intimidated by what you're creating. You guys may experience delays, but you definitely haven't been denied. Some of you guys are teachers, daycare workers. You work with children. You work with the elderly. This could be even CNA or something like that. There's a raise in wages here, some type of promotion, where if you're in this industry or any other one. Someone wants to take advantage of you, though, where if they're flat out asking you for money or they're just trying to be around your energy so they can harvest it, protect your energy right now. Double confirmation. If someone's trying to take advantage of you in the next one, someone's after your money. So again, someone could be asking you. Unfinished business. Go ahead and invest in that unfinished business. Go ahead and invest in those ideas. Whatever you feel like you lack, don't worry about it. All your needs are going to be met. All right, let's wrap this up. And then I got to see who else I'm going live for today. Alignment. Alignment, it is coming together. Precision. What's the next card? Scrying. Trust your vision, your intuition, and the seeds you have planted. Even if you feel like you lack clarity and guidance right now, you might sound crazy as hell, like, oh, I'm gonna pursue this even though I don't know how it's gonna end. Listen, because that ain't nothing but the ancestors. You're in alignment with the ancestors. Trust your vision right now. Trust your vision right now. You are in alignment. You're going down the right path towards prosperity. It's just time for you to do the work. In order to walk by faith and not by sight, we have to put ourselves in the positions to take leap of faith. When you're scared to take a leap of faith, you're essentially telling your ancestors, I do not trust you. When you're scared to take a leap of faith, you're telling the Most High, I do not trust you. You're telling Gaia, God, Jesus, whoever it is you believe in. If you really believe in it, you will be a little bit more courageous when it comes to creating your reality. When you are insecure about your faith, your belief system, your ancestors, your God, your Jehovah, your whatever, then when you're scared to take a leap of faith, you might be looking them in the eyes and be like, you know what? I just don't fucking believe you. Excuse my language. But in order to walk by faith, you have to take a leap of faith. You have to trust the process. Everybody's not going to do it. Why? Because many are called upon, but only a few are chosen. You have the resilience, the strength, and the craziness. You got to be crazy on this journey. You got to be a little crazy. You cannot be too logical. You cannot be too analytical. And this is coming from a very analytical person. Shit got to make sense for me. But you got to leave a little room for craziness. You got to leave a little room for imagination. You got to leave a little room for miracles. It's time to do the work. What's the bottom of the deck? Ground yourself. Root chakra. Listen to root chakra and solar plexus chakra frequencies. Root chakra and solar plexus chakra meditations. Find your center and stay true to yourself. You do not have to change who you are to be able to attract the things that you want in this life. Anyways, this concludes your reading. Please like, share, comment, or follow. And until next time, guys, peace.